Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're doing another test ride. This time we're doing a 2016 FJ-09. So I've ridden a Tenere, Super Tenere, and now it's time to ride the FJ-09. Now this is a smaller body motorcycle, but it is a different motor. It's a triple, as you can see, just like a Triumph. This thing looks really hot. If you check out the other videos on my channel, I have ridden an FZ-09, which is the same motor as this. It's a great bike, and let's see if I like this one too. This one seems like it's gonna be really good, so let's hop on. Oh, so this is a lot smaller than the Tenere. I've ridden a Tenere. This is a lot smaller, but it doesn't look small. It looks big. It looks strong. It's got a presence about it. So let's start this bad boy up. So let's turn it on. Cool gauges. Look at that. It's got the Yamaha emblem, and actually, it does have the same gauges as the Tenere. That's pretty cool. Ooh, same gauges as the Tenere. So I like the Tenere gauges, and this is pretty cool too. Now, one thing I did notice that's different from this bike over the Tenere is that this motor revs real quick. I mean, real quick. So it seems like it's going to be a lot sportier. So if anybody's looking to buy an adventure bike, this is a great option. The Super Tenere, these are all really good. This bike also has a mechanical cable clutch. The Tenere has a hydraulic clutch. Ooh. Now, one thing I've noticed is different between this bike and the Tenere is that this bike has some get up and go. It feels like it wants to get going. Oh yeah, this is some nice bike. Oh, now one thing I gotta say is I love the Yamaha triple motor. It's an amazing motor. It's like halfway between a parallel twin and a 4-cylinder. So it's got that grunt, that rough like feel of the parallel twin, but it's got the smooth, refined, high-end pull of the 4-cylinder. Now I was riding the Tenere, the Super Tenere, and that one has a parallel twin, but this thing has the get up and go. Okay, now I'm gonna change modes on this. Let's put it in the A mode. There we go. Now A mode is supposed to be the fast mode. Now I like this mechanical sound. You guys probably can't hear it through the mic, but this has this mechanical whine to it, and it really does sound sick. BMWs have that sick sound. It sounds really sick too. Oh wow, this thing wants to wheelie. This thing is really quick. I felt that front tire lift. Now I like the styling on this bike. The styling on this bike is wicked. It has these big hand guards. It looks very Ducati hyper motard, which is kind of sick. Nothing really looks like that out there. And this bike feels nice. Now the seat on this bike is much harder than the Super Tenere. If you were going to do some hardcore touring, like around the globe, I would go the Tenere. But if you're looking for a commuter, something that's a little sportier, this is what I would totally recommend. This feels good. And I noticed right down the front, it's already got a plug, so you can charge your phone and get that going. But this thing feels good. I mean, you could just look at the styling. It's the same thing I'm riding. Very sweet style bike. The styling is super cool. It has a big back seat. The motor is just planted right there in the front with that lean angle. His has the purple wheels, but still, it's a great thing. The engine sounds good. It revs very quick, and I like that. I kind of like this windscreen. It's very adventure. It has that adventure theme. And what's cool about this is that this bike, like the controls, the gauges, everything, even the tank, it feels like a mini Super Tenere. Now the Super Tenere is an expensive bike. It's a little bit more higher priced, but this bike feels like that, and it's much cheaper. I think this bike is like sub $10,000. So it's an amazing bike. Plus it has fuel gauge. It has an eco mode. This bike has this cool mode where when you're just cruising around, it flashes eco mode and actually like saves gas, which is super nice. So the modes, let's talk about the modes. Now A mode is a very twitchy mode. I'll show you right now. I mean, you can see, look at how twitchy it is. Right when I'm on the throttle, it goes. Very twitchy. So let's go ahead and change modes. We'll go to B mode. There we go, B mode. Now B mode is a lot less twitchy. It's not as twitchy of a mode. It's more smooth, and this would be like a touring mode. This would be better if you have a pillion, a passenger, and the throttle doesn't feel as crazy. Now let's go back to standard mode. Okay, standard mode is a pretty, you know, I would say it's in between A and B. It's not too twitchy. It's not too smooth. It's a nice in-between feel, and I kind of like the standard mode on this bike. B mode is also very good. A mode just seems really twitchy. It'd be good if I like wanted to go do some canyon riding, but when you're cruising on the street, standard mode feels really, really good. Now I like the gear shifter on this bike. It's very smooth, it's very precise. Even shifting with no clutch is super smooth, and it's accurate. I don't feel like I'm gonna miss a shift. It feels like it's very well built. And one thing I've noticed with all Yamahas is they're built so good. 2015, 2016 is a great year for Yamaha. Every Yamaha bike I've ridden is good, and the suspension on this doesn't feel too soft. You know, I rode an FJ-09 and the suspension felt too soft. This one feels like not too soft, but just right. I mean, it feels stiffer than the FJ-09. I might be wrong, but watch my other FJ-09 video. I'll put a link right at the top. Just click the top right hand of your screen and check it out. But the suspension on this, it feels just right. To be honest, I like this bike much more than the FJ-09. The controls are better. The bike has a better position. I know the FJ-09 is sportier and it looks naked, but this bike feels better. Check out the crew right here. This bike feels better. The controls are a lot better. The grips, everything. The problem with FJ-09, one thing I hated is that the horn and the turn signal are like right next to each other, and it pissed me off. Like whenever I go to turn off the turn signal, I'd honk the horn. This one, it's not. And all the switches on this are easy to navigate with using gloves. So I can change the modes, I can use everything. It's got E-lights, check that out. It's pretty just good. I feel like I could tour on this bike. I feel like it'd be great for a pillion, and I'm not a big person. I'm 5'7", I weigh 155 pounds, and this bike isn't too big. It's not intimidating. Let's do a little pull, a little second gear pull. Ooh, sounds good. Sounds nice. Ooh, that sound. The sound of the triple. It's very Triumph Daytona, but a little bit more grunty. Has more grunt. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see this on the gauge. Check it out. When I'm driving around, like I'm on part throttle, it says eco, and it's like it's saving gas. And then when I want to get on it, it goes away. Go back to A mode. There we go. I love the seating position on this bike. One thing I didn't like about the FJ-09 is that the banana seat pushed my crotch into the tank, and it gave me a weird feeling in my lower back, and almost like in the region of my butt. But this bike has my legs bent very similar to the Super Tenere. Actually, my Super Tenere is a little bit more comfortable, but this has it set up just right, and my arms are positioned in perfect way where they don't feel weird or strenuous. I mean, I feel like I could just do this for miles of goodness. Good riding on this bike, miles. The only thing I'm missing from this bike is that I can't stand up on it. You know, with like a true adventure bike, like a Super Tenere or a BMW R1200 GS, you could stand up because the pegs are actually a little low and they're big pegs. These are like street bike pegs. So in reality, this is like a bike that is a street bike. It has the same tire setup, the same suspension component, the same type of feel, but it has this adventure bike feel. It's like street bike, you know, DNA, but with the suit of a adventure bike, which I kind of like, because, you know, what do you do when you're, well, and I like that. What do you do when you're commuting? You're riding on the street like 90% of the time, and you want something that has street manners. That sounds good. That sounds real good. Yeah, this is a good engine. I like it. And this bike, that's wicked. You know, in this bike compared to the Super Tenere, I'm actually leaning forward a little bit. Like the Super Tenere is a little bit more comfortable because the bars are actually a little higher up. Like maybe about up here, and you know, there's a difference. You do feel it when you ride. But this bike, the look, the styling, it's cool. It gives attention. I mean, it looks urban, like an urban adventure machine. Even the colors are cool. Check out this silver with like purple wheels. That's cool looking. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this right now on the gauges, but right there it says Eco. So when I ride around regular, the Eco mode, you know, I'm just cracking the throttle. It shows that. But watch, I'll go ahead and I'll give it some gas and it'll go away. It's like knows when to ride like a Prius. It's just even a little tiny snap and it goes away. And it comes back. Kind of nice. Downshifting is super smooth. Now this is a real bumpy road right here with a lot of potholes and uneven surfaces, and the FJ-09 is really handling this really good. It's pretty smooth. It's not as soft as the Tenere. No, if you want soft, you got to get the Super Tenere, but this thing feels really good. I mean, it's absorbing everything, and I kind of like that stiff feel. It gives that sporty handling feel. I feel like I could take this right now to the Mulholland Highway and drag me on it. It feels that good, and it's got the geometry for me to try and do that. It's got nice pegs that are set up for canyon riding. It's got big brakes. It's got nice tire setup. I think it's a 180 in the rear, 120 front. I mean, that's a good tire setup to rip some canyon. And I love that mechanical whine. At about 3,500 RPMs in 6th gear, the bike has this mechanical whine, and you get it with like R1200 GS or R1200 RS BMWs. Like police bikes have this whine. You also get it on VFR 800s from the like late 90s. They have that gear drive system inside. I love that sound. It's like mechanical goodness, and I love it. What a fail. Look at this. We're on a test ride, and this stupid ass Suburban is trying to block our road. You know, I used to feel cool on a sport bike. Sport bikes look cool, they look aggressive, but you know what's cooler than a sport bike? An adventure bike. I'll say that any day. You know, an adventure bike looks cool, it looks the part, and bikes like these that are now like in between sport and adventure, they're the next big thing. And they just feel great. You know, one thing I got to give props to Yamaha on is the controls. Yamaha controls feel very precise, like they're engineered nicely. The shifter clicks into gear every time. It doesn't feel like a false shift. The throttle feels smooth and accurate. The brakes feel great. The clutch feels nice. You know, they don't feel cheap. And this is like a quality machine, and it's a great price. I mean, I feel like this is higher quality than Ducati or BMW. I just feel like it is. So closing thoughts on the FJ-09. I love this bike. This bike is so cool. I would say it's like a miniature, little bit cheaper Super Tenere. So if you're looking for an adventure bike, you know, and you want something that's a little bit cheaper than a Tenere, a little bit more street oriented, this would be the bike for you. I love the look. I love the features. I love the price. The price is great. And I seriously would consider one of these as a motorcycle for a daily commuter, or even to go on an adventure, guys. So, you know, thank you guys very much for checking out my channel. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video and you like checking out more riding stuff, give this a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And let's put this down. There we go. There we go. That's super cool, man. Look at that. Great bike. Really like it. Man, that was a great time, man. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. And also, don't forget to click that subscribe button. I'll put it right here. Check out all the other videos I have, testing other Yamaha bikes, testing all types of bikes, going on cool adventures. And, yeah. And, yeah, enjoy it. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot, guys. See you.